Are you tired of sitting alone and being by yourself and having no one to talk to?
Am I?
Being a socialist.
What?
It's all about community. It's about literally sitting down and having coffee with a random stranger and talking to them, talking about the game.
Wait, that's your pitch for a centralized planned economy? Grabbing a $10 Starbucks drink while talking about the Mets? Hate to break it to you, buddy, but that's not socialism. That's just called having friends, or at the very least being an extrovert. And since when does the collective ownership of the means of production require small talk at a coffee shop? Anyway, actually, I don't know his name, but this DSA member was interviewed by independent journalist Nate Friedman on the streets of Little Morocco in Astoria, Queens.
Hell, I have hugged more strangers in this past summer because of the Knicks game, because of the World Cup, because socialism works.
Ah yes, the Knicks and the FIFA World Cup, two globally recognized pillars of the Marxist revolution. Nothing says seize the means of production from the greedy capitalists quite like cheering for literal multimillionaires playing a game of basketball on a team owned by actual billionaires on a basketball court plastered with corporate sponsorships. Every single shoe, player uniform, and even the hardwood is monetized by a mega corporation to maximize shareholder profit. That isn't a victory for the proletariat. It's just a free market selling you a product. And it's precious that he thinks that professional sports would survive the revolution. You really think that a centrally planned economy is going to allocate billions of dollars in resources so that 10 guys can bounce a ball? Yeah, good luck with that.
It's the watch parties that Zoran hosted. It's about the parties that we allow. We don't have cops hogging every single site and saying, oh, you can't be here because there's too many people.
First of all, has this guy even read a history book? I doubt it, because the defining feature of every actual socialist regime in human history is a massive, overbearing secret police force telling you exactly where you can and cannot be. Second, did he just say the parties that we allow?
It's about the parties that we allow.
Well, isn't that generous of the Politburo, granting us permission to watch television in a group? Thank you, comrade.
Instead of allowing people just being in their nature, a natural element of talking to each other, to bond over things we love and share. So that's what socialism is. It ain't a scary word. It ain't me taking your house. It's about me making sure your house remains in your hands and some millionaire doesn't take it from you. That's it.
Well, he is right about that. Socialism isn't about a millionaire taking your house. It's about the government taking your house.
Look at the fact, like everyone around you is wearing Moroccan shirts. Right. This is what socialism is about, being there and present.
Wait, buying a mass-produced piece of polyester from a retail store to support the national team of an actual monarchy is socialism. Makes sense to me. What's your problem?
It's about making sure everyone's enjoying their lives, having time to sit down.
He actually thinks that socialism is a comfy chair. But under actual socialism, the state doesn't give you time to sit down. Instead, they assign you to a shift at the tractor factory. And it's not just randos on the street of Little Morocco trying to sell you a socialist utopia. It's the Democratic Socialists of America themselves. Recently, the DSA released their platform that includes healthcare for all, housing for all, abolishing ICE, the Green New Deal, and feminism for all. So you'll find that the DSA sales pitch is very similar to the pitch from the guy in the street. They're both trying to sell a catastrophic authoritarian economic system by treating it like it's a progressive lifestyle brand. It's all about good vibes and endless free stuff and feminism at the Knicks game. Imagine taking a day off of work in a future without capitalism. Oh, I'm imagining it. I'm mostly imagining standing in an 8-hour line for toilet paper, but sure, let's humor the Democratic Socialists of America and see what their utopian fan fiction looks like. It might not feel as badly needed as it does now. You enjoy your work, it's interesting to you, and you're well trained for it. So under socialism, everyone gets to be an artisanal poet, a tarot card reader, or a video game reviewer. I'm just kidding. You don't get to decide what's needed. A government bureaucrat decides what's needed. You work as much as you are able and no more than needed, and you would control your own labor and see it go to good use. It's not just a job to pay the bills. Do they really think that people are going to enthusiastically volunteer for grueling, dangerous manual labor just for the fun of it? You don't control your own labor. The state tells you where to work, what your quota is, and when to show up. In a free market, you trade your labor for cash and you change jobs whenever you want. Under total state control, there is only one employer and quitting is not an option. Speaking of bills, you don't really have them anymore. You don't really have bills. It's an entire political movement built around the phrase, adulting is too hard. Can someone else do it? You have no debt. No debt! It's great. So the government just magically vaporized trillions of dollars of debt and the entire global financial system didn't instantly collapse into the Stone Age? That's cool. You don't need health insurance. You don't need health insurance because in a centrally planned economy, you just bleed out in the waiting room while a government committee calculates whether your life is statistically valuable to the collective. You don't pay a mortgage or have a landlord because comfortable housing is a human right. You don't have a landlord? Quick question. What happened to the guy who owned the apartment building yesterday? Did he just cheerfully hand over the deed and skip into the sunset? Probably not. Historically speaking, when socialists eliminate landlords, it usually involves a blindfold and a brick wall. Your retirement is publicly funded. Funded by what? You just said that nobody has bills and we only work no more than needed. Where is this massive surplus of wealth coming from to fund everyone's retirement if no one is actually forced to produce anything of value? Okay, enough about bills. What do you do on your day off? Maybe in the morning, you walk your kids to school, run errands, or go to a doctor's appointment. In the afternoon, you might play a sport, practice a new skill, read, plan a trip. In the evening, you could meet up with friends or family and eat together, maybe go to the movies or down to the park. So the DSA wants to overthrow the entire global economic system, dismantle the United States Constitution, and fundamentally reorganize human society so that you can have more time to run errands and go to the park. These are all familiar, everyday activities. A socialist day off could be like any good day now, but what if you were free to spend your time how you like without worrying about cost or dreading going back to work? You'll never dread going back to work ever again. But let's be completely honest about the kind of work that these modern revolutionaries are actually dreading. Take, for example, these Starbucks employees.
Okay guys, so this is me and Lori. We're gonna be testing out the blending powder because as you guys know it's toxic.
Bro, you're gonna get cancer. Stinks so bad.
If I were their manager, they'd be immediately fired. First, for claiming that there's toxic, cancer-causing silica in Starbucks drinks. Second, for trying to mislead and shock viewers with this goop. I mean, of course this is what blending powder is gonna look like when you mix it without the proper ratio of liquid and ice. But the same geniuses claiming that they work in a Starbucks gulag, well, I'm sure that under a socialist utopia, they're gonna be totally fine working in the lithium mines. What if you didn't have to think about paying rent or loans at the end of the month? Or saving for college? Or affording groceries? What would that be like? It would be like being a toddler. These communists want the modern luxuries created by the capitalist free market with absolutely zero of the effort, risk, or responsibility required to maintain them. We are workers fighting to transform society, to win the battle for democracy, draft a new constitution, and create a democratic socialist republic. It's so adorable how they cosplay as gritty 19th century factory workers. The DSA isn't a movement of the working class. It's a movement of upper middle class college grads who are furious that their $180,000 liberal arts degree didn't instantly make them a wealthy public intellectual. They want to rewrite the fundamental fabric of human society, but they can't even figure out how to do their own laundry without calling it emotional labor. But good luck running a country, guys. Anyway, that's it for now. Head on over to my super cool merch store at don'twalkrun.shop. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you next time, if there is next time.